Spain has sent in the military. Over 60,000 people crossed into Ceuta in days. At least 34 died trying. Before anything else, let's look at the map because almost nobody explains this part. These aren't islands, and this wasn't a boat crossing the Mediterranean to reach mainland Spain. Ceuta and Melilla are Spanish exclaves sitting physically inside Africa, patches on Morocco's coastline that were never handed back. Now, here's how old this is. In 1415, nearly 600 years ago, Portuguese ships took Ceuta by force. Not from Morocco, which didn't even exist at the time, but from a local Muslim dynasty called the Marinids. 82 years later, in 1497, Spain took Melilla the same way. When Spain and Portugal split their shared crown in 1640, Ceuta chose to stay Spanish and has, through Morocco's independence from the European rule in 1956 through today. Now, just across the water sits Gibraltar, which Spain has demanded back from Britain for nearly 3 centuries. Taken in 1704, formalized by treaty in 1730, the Treaty of Utrecht. Spain calls that occupation. Morocco makes the identical argument to Spain about Ceuta and Melilla. Same colonial era logic, different answer depending on who's asking. So 30th July, people walked and swam a few kilometers from Farnedek around the Tarajal rock barrier straight onto Spanish soil on foot. The immediate trigger? A Spanish court ruled this month that sea arrivals can't be turned back without due process. Land crossers get no such protection. That flipped the incentive toward swimming. Layer on severe youth employment in Farnedek and you have your migrants. But the border itself is a lever Morocco has pulled before. In 2021, Spain quietly gave medical treatment to a Western Sahara independence leader. Within weeks, Morocco eased controls at Ceuta and 8,000 people crossed in 48 hours. It read as diplomatic blackmail then. Morocco and Algeria are locked in a rivalry over Western Sahara, and Spain tilted toward Morocco's claim there in 2022, a move that angered Algiers. For context, Western Sahara is a disputed, resource-rich former Spanish colony claimed by Morocco when Algeria backs the Sahrawi independence movement, making it North Africa's most volatile geopolitical tug-of-war. But that's for later. Weeks ago, Sanchez visited Algeria for the first time in 4 years. Read the pattern, and this crisis lands right on schedule. Now zoom out further. Ceuta sits on one shore of Gibraltar. Spain already doesn't fully control the other. A Spain distracted and weakened at this choke point is a Spain with less leverage over a strait that feeds the entire Mediterranean at the exact moment Hormuz and the Red Sea are also under pressure. Whether that's coincidence or convergence is the question serious analysts are actually asking. And here's where it gets sharper. In 2019, after Spain backed Palestinian statehood, the Israeli Prime Minister's own son publicly told Muslims to free Ceuta and Melilla. That's on the record. Read alongside Israel's public friction with Pedro Sanchez, in recent weeks, and Washington's own posture shift. A congressional committee this year, for the first time, described Ceuta and Melilla as Moroccan territory. A picture forms of multiple actors with an interest in Spain being squeezed on this exact stretch of coastline right now. Sanchez is on the ground. The numbers are still climbing.